just looking at some past HSC questions on volume. So this was from the 2016 HSC. A container is in the shape of a triangular prism and the capacity is 12 litres. So remember there's that link between capacity and volume. All right, so we're going to have to change that. That's capacity, the amount of liquid that fits, but I need a space. I need the volume. I need like centimetres cubed or something like that. All right, the area has a base of 240 centimetres cubed. What is the distance? In other words, what's the height of that prism? The area is 240 centimetres squared. You have to work out the height of the prism. Now, you know, the conversions between capacity and volume, one of the conversions is 1 centimetre cubed is a mil, okay? The reason I want to use that conversion is they're telling me the area of the base is 240 centimetres cubed. So we'd like to work out what, and the height is in centimetres, so the 240 times whatever height we've got should give me the volume of the container. Now, girls, we're going to use this conversion, but at the moment, the capacity is 12 litres. 12 litres is, can you convert that into another unit? What would you like to convert it into? Mils. No, convert it into mils first. So 1 litre is how many mils, girls? 1 litre is how many mils? Millilitres. 1,000 mils. So girls, why don't I say 12 litres is 12 times 1,000 or 12,000 mils. What can I now convert the 12,000 mils into? No, centimetres cubed, which is 12,000 centimetres cubed. So in other words, the volume of the prism is 12,000 centimetres cubed. Why did I go into those units? The volume of a prism is, anyone? Area of the base times the height. I know the volume. It's 12,000 centimetres cubed. The area of the base is what? 240 centimetres squared times my height will be in centimetres. Can you see how we're going? Do you know why I needed to change the 12 litres into the 12,000 mils? And then because I know that 1 mil is 1 centimetre cubed, I was able to convert to the units of volume. Work out the height. Anyone? So 12,000 equals 240 times h. That's right. So 12,000 over 240 will give me the height, which is 50 centimetres. So you have to get the units right because the volume was in litres. I put it into mils because I know that 1 mil is 1 centimetre cubed. All right? And then I was able to say that the volume is 12,000 centimetres cubed. I know the volume of a prism, volume equals area of the uniform cross-section times the height. So the 12,000 equals the 240 because they told us that the area of the base was 240 times the height. The height is 12,000 over 240, which is 50 centimetres. Now, let's say you couldn't do it like that. You know what you could do? If you've got time, you can try all the different multiple choice answers. You know how they've got a few different answers? 5 centimetres, 20 centimetres, 25 and 50. You can multiply your cross-section 240 by each of those and you'll get centimetres cubed. You'll change it into mils and see which one equals 12 litres. That's your other way of doing it. Do you want me to show you that? So let's say, see, this is working backwards, which makes the problem a bit harder when you have to work backwards. The only thing with guessing is that it can take a long time. But when I decide to guess, girls, you never choose the smallest and you never choose the biggest value. You always go in between, one of the middle ones, and then you'll know whether you need to be bigger or smaller by the answer you're getting. So if I was choosing one of these, I wouldn't choose the 5 or 50 because they're the end values. Always go for one in between. So let's say, so the 4 choices are 5, 20, 25 and 50 for that height. So let's say you know that volume is area of the cross-section times the height. The cross-section was 240 centimetres squared. Let's say we're trying 25 centimetres for the height, one of the middle ones. 240 times 25, anyone know? Please. 240 times 25, what do you get? 2,000? 6,000? 6,000 centimetres cubed is 6,000 mils, because 1 centimetre cubed is a mil, which is 6 litres. Can you see that that's not the answer? The volume's not big enough. It's supposed to be 12 litres. According to the question, it must be the bigger one. Do you get it? So that's wrong. So we're going to try. So we're thinking, look, the volume, the height must be the 50. And that would give me 12,000 centimetres cubed, which is 12,000 mils, which is 12 litres. See, that's the other way if you don't want to work backwards. But if you're going to guess a multiple choice, never go for the lowest or the highest. Because if you start at the first one and start working through and it's the last one, you're going to be there forever. You see why I needed to go bigger? 6 litres is too small. I need a bigger answer to go for a bigger number for the height because they're being multiplied. 2012 HSC, what is the volume of this rectangular prism? You'll notice we've got some units in metres, some units in centimetres, but all the answers are in centimetres. It is much easier to convert length units than it is at the end to convert volume units. So with your prism, you know how volume is length times breadth times height. At the moment, it doesn't matter which one's L, which one's B, which one's H. At the moment, I've got 30 centimetres times 4 metres times 0.05 metres. You know I'm not allowed to go multiplying those numbers. What do I need to do with 2 of those? Convert them into centimetres. So we got 30 centimetres times, what's 4 metres? How many centimetres? Cents means 100. 400 centimetres times 0.05 metres is how many? 5 centimetres. Because you're timesing it by 100 times 5 centimetres. Okay? You can work that out. The answer to that one is 60,000 centimetres cubed. All right? Look, girls, I wouldn't have, you know, some people might think, oh, 2 of them are in metres. I'm going to change the other one to metres. You're actually making life harder because then you'll get metres cubed and then you've got to convert metres cubed into centimetres cubed, which is a real pain. It's actually better to convert them when they're just in lengths because the conversion's only done once. If you want to convert it when it's in volume, you've got to do it 3 times. Remember, for cubic, you have to do the conversion 3 times. So you're better off just converting these 2 both to centimetres in the beginning. Okay? 2013 question 25. A net is made using 4 rectangles and 2 trapeziums and it's folded to form a solid. The thing is we need to know, I'd like to draw the solid if we could. It's a trapezoidal prism. It's a prism and it's got a trapezium shape. And we want the volume of the solid in centimetres cubed. So we're going to zoom in here and I'm going to try and draw this solid. Or you can just, all right, let's have a look. You're going to see it in a minute. All right, here we go. All right, I want to draw that solid. I know it's not very clear. But how about, here's the trapezium. It looks like this shape, doesn't it, girls? And then it's going to go back. All right, here's the shape, girls. That's the trapezoidal prism. Can you tell me what some of these lengths are? What's this length? Good. This one? Yes, it is, because when this folded, they're the same. Yes, it's 5. Good. So they're parallel. And what's this? 8. So you've got all the measurements you need for the trapezium, but how far back? Remember, if we cut, you're supposed to get the same shape. That's my uniform cross-section, right? That's what I would need the area of. But how far back does this shape go? Yeah, that's the only other measurement is 9. So what we want is the area of that trapezium, and we're just going to times it by 9. Okay? All right, so what's the formula for the area of a trapezium? It's A plus B, 11 plus 5 over 2 times H. Sorry, I should have written the formula out. So the trapezium is, area is A plus B over 2 times H. That's the formula for the area. That's 16 over 2, which is 8 times 8 is 64. The units are centimetres, so it's centimetres squared. and the volume is area of that shaded cross-section times the height. 64 times 9, well, it's less than 640. It's 576 centimetres cubed. See, girls, if it's a trapezoidal prism, it's a trapezium prism, like a triangular prism. So trapezium at the front, and you just go back. 2009 HSC, question 12. How many square centimetres are there in 0.05 square metres? So 0.0075 square metres means metres squared equals how many centimetres squared? So going from normal metres, we're going from big to small units. So big to small. Girls, we're going from big to small units, so we multiply. The conversion between metres and centimetres is to times by 100, but we're doing centimetres squared to centimetres squared, so we're going to multiply by 100 twice. So you can either do it on your calculator, or you can just jump your little decimal place. How many places? 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the answer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 75 centimetres squared. The answer is C. 2009 HSC, question 19. Two identical spheres, in other words, these two balls, think of them as tennis balls, fit exactly inside a cylinder as shown. The diameter of each sphere is 12 centimetres. Okay, eyes on. So this, if the diameter of the ball is 12, then that distance there is 12. Can you see that? If the diameter of the ball is 12, then that's 12, and that's 12. Can you tell me the height of the cylinder? Great. So so that's how you have to think of it. See, whenever you're told the radius is this, the diameter is that, so this distance is 12. But with circles, you've got to just try that way, up and down, and then you'll be able to see the dimensions of the cylinder. So what we've really got is the cylinder, and that's 24. And what's half? Remember, the volume of a cylinder, good, is pi r squared times h. If that's 24, that's the height. If the whole thing's 12, this is 6. So it's pi times 6 squared times 24. Got it? So even though you think you may not have been given the dimensions, you actually have been. All right? So it's 2,714 centimetres cubed to the nearest centimetre cubed. Because because the radius is 6 centimetres, and it's centimetres times centimetres, and the height is 24 centimetres. Because when you do r squared, you're doing 6 centimetres times another 6 centimetres, and the height's 24 centimetres. Okay, the Louvre Pyramid in Paris has a square base with a side length of 35 metres and a perpendicular height of 22 metres. What is its volume? So volume of a pyramid, the formula is a third AH, but that A is the area of the base. So it's a third times, I'm just going to write area of base, times that perpendicular, that's the symbol for perpendicular height. So how do we work out the area of the square? And it's a square base. Yeah. So the formula, so we go a third times, the base is 35 metres times 35 metres, and the height is 22 metres, which is, okay. So if you do that on your calc to the nearest metre cubed, you'll get 8,983 metres cubed. And this is the symbol for perpendicular, just like that with a right angle. Okay? That's perpendicular height. Whenever we talk about heights, we refer to perpendicular height anyway. Okay? Okay, from the 2016 HSC, the area of a roof is 30 metres squared. Any rain that falls on the roof flows directly onto a garden. How many litres of water flow onto the garden when 200 millimetres of rain falls on the roof? Now, when the rain falls on the roof, it doesn't just sit there, but you've got to pretend that it just sits there. So if, let's say, it doesn't matter what shape the roof is, but if the area of that roof is 30 metres squared and the height of rain that falls, I know the rain keeps falling off, right? But the total height of rain, so 30 is the bottom, the height of rain that falls is 200 millimetres. Okay, so how would we work out the volume? Isn't volume area of uniform cross-section times the height? The problem is my units are different. I've got metres. They're asking for how many litres of water flow on the roof. It's easier to change the millimetre normal length unit. Metres squared is an area unit. So I'd be changing this millimetres into what unit? Yeah, this one's metres squared. So I want to change that just to metres. Okay? All right, millimetres to metres. I think it's 1 metre is 1,000 millimetres. So I'm going from small units to big units. I'm going to divide it by 1,000. 1, 2, 3. Are we okay? That's 0.2 metres. So it's 200 divided by 1,000 is 0.2 metres. All right, now that's my conversion. So the area of the uniform cross-section of the roof is 30 metres squared. The height of the rain that fell is 0.2 metres. Because metres squared times metres gives me metres cubed. Now what's 30 times 0.2? I think it's 6. Now, but they want how many litres of water. So you've got to think, what's that unit of conversion for metres cubed? We know 1 centimetre cubed is a mil. 1 metre cubed is how many litres? It's something big. Just remember that cage we did over there yesterday. 1 metre cubed is 1 metre high, 1 metre across, 1 metre back. 1,000 litres. Or it's a kilolitre. I like the 1,000 litre one.
So it'd be 6,000.
Very good. So it's 6 times 1,000, which is 6,000 litres, because every 1 metre cubed is 1,000 litres. So 6 metres cubed is 6,000 litres. So 2014 HSC question 27. The base of a water tank is in the shape of a rectangle with a semicircle on each end. It almost looks like a pool, actually, really. And the tank is 1,400 metres long, a bit small for a pool, and 560 millimetres wide. And the height of the tank, see that's the bottom, basically it's the same shape as that. The height of the tank is 810 millimetres. They want the capacity of the tank to the nearest litre. Now, all these are you've got to think of all your unit conversions. The unit conversions for capacity, are 1 centimetre cubed is a mil and 1 metre cubed is 1,000 litres. Now, all the units in this question are all millimetres. I don't think we should be working with millimetres. I mean, you can, but then you're going to have to convert everything back into centimetres cubed. So I like to convert them at the beginning before I start. So I'm going to draw this pool, or not pool, but the tank. Instead of giving the units in millimetres, can I have units in, what would be easy? I don't mind if you do centimetres or if you do them in metres. Well, let's do metres. What's that in metres? No. You divide by 1,000, that's 1.4 metres from there to there. 560 divided by 1,000 is 0.56 metres. Are you okay with that? And the height All right, and the height is 810 divided by 1,000, 0.81 meters. We okay, girls? I think you should do it in meters because then you're going to convert meters cubed and work out how many liters. You get it? So let's go. How do we work out the area? Remember, it's going to be the area of this cross section, and then the tank is going to be, you know, that high. Got the idea? Area of the cross section. Isn't the area made up of a rectangle plus 2 semicircles gives me a full circle? Girls? So, what's this length? 1.4. What's the other length here? 0.56. If I'm doing the area of a circle, it's pi r squared, so half of 0.28. So therefore the area is 1.4 times 0.56 plus pi times 0.8 squared, getting 1.030308, etc. meters squared. So the volume is the area of the cross section times the height. It's 1.030308 meters squared times 0.81 meters, which is the height, which is 0.8345, etc. meters cubed. Now we know that 1 meter cubed is 1,000 litres. 1 meter cubed is 1,000 litres. So therefore we times this by 1,000 and we get 834.5, etc. litres. And they want it to the nearest litre, which is 835 litres to the nearest litre. Okay?